What's good? Back again with another reaction. This video, you hear me? We're gonna be reacting to NFL star unaliving 4 people. The story of Anthony Smith. Feel me? Go ahead and get your ready. I know you already have a fat one rolled up. You know what I'm saying? You're about to call your homegirl because I know she's about to pull up with some pizza or some wings. You know what I'm saying? With some extra ranch. You know what I'm saying? Do y'all eat pineapple on your pizza? Because if you don't, I don't know. I do. Hawaiian pizza's pretty fire, personally. Anyways, you know what I'm saying? Original video link in the description. Shout out Warren Kelly. Watch to the end. Like, comment, subscribe. Let's get on this video. Let's check it out.
Welcome back to another episode of Warren Kelly. In this episode, I'm going to detail the story of ex-NFL player Anthony Smith. Anthony was born on June 28th, 1967 in Elizabeth City, North Carolina.
Right.
Anthony grew up seeing a lot of abuse between his mother and her boyfriend. He never knew his father. When he was a child, Anthony's mother would die, leaving him to be raised by his older brother. Anthony grew up a typical child in a small town, being raised by his brother. Going into high school, Anthony would take up football, and it later became his passion, and escape from his trauma and things he was going through as a teen. He fully committed to football, and it would work out. Anthony had multiple scholarships for several schools. He would initially go to Alabama, but would later transfer to Arizona after a coaching change at Alabama. Anthony would go on to star as a defensive end at Arizona, where he would make his name and become a legit prospect. In 1990, Anthony was drafted by the Los Angeles Raiders in the first round with the 11th pick. This draft had stars like Anthony Smith in it.
The LA Raiders, huh?
During his career at Alabama and at Arizona, so not a bad choice for Al Davis, knowing that this kid's best football seems to be coming in the next few years when he's adding that weight and continuing to retain quickness and retain strength.
This is a kid that, as Al likes to do, that he looks down the road and he says, where is this kid going to be in 2 years? And I think that with the knee cleared up, this kid will be a future star pass rusher for Al 2 years down the road.
The Raiders recognized Anthony as a great pass rusher right away. Future Hall of Famer wide receiver Tim Brown said, first of all, he was there every day. He just went out there and he worked his butt off. He never complained about anything and he accepted his role. Anytime you do that, guys are going to respect you. In his rookie season, Anthony notched an impressive 10.5 sacks. In his early years of his career, Anthony was known as a good person. He was active with the Raiders, and he was also active in the Los Angeles communities.
You can't change the world, but you can change the life of one kid. Become a mentor at the Los Angeles City Housing Projects.
After Anthony's...
Hey, that's how you know that's... They easily start making... That's how you know they easily sell out at that point, bro, and they start doing little things like that. But hey, get a bag, you know what I'm saying? Whatever they pay you, they pay you. But, you know what I'm saying? Dog had a bright future ahead of him, but wonder what happened. Let's see. Let's continue on.
His first 3 seasons, he received a big money contract extension.
By the way, bro, go Niners, the Raiders, you know what I mean?
What some would say was the source of Anthony's downfall.
Raiders haven't been to the Super Bowl in like ages, so... You know, their natural rival, personally.
We're down in the field today for an interview with Anthony Smith. Anthony, this is a big game. Tell me, what are your thoughts?
Well, we're having a good time right now.
Apparently, we're experiencing some technical difficulty. There appears to be something very large hovering over the stadium.
What the heck is that? This show is smoking, baby.
Around 1995.
Hey, 90s were a different place. If you're younger, if you're a YN and don't remember or don't know the 90s, or if you hardly even remember the 90s or whatever, 90s was a different world. You know what I'm saying?
Life would change. While working in San Jose, singer Vanity read about Anthony's activities in the Los Angeles communities. She would say that the Lord said they had to meet. Anthony and Vanity met in February of 1995. After 1 month, they decided to get married.
Damn.
The marriage was good for the first 9 months, Vanity said,
crazy.
But his demeanor and his personality changed out of nowhere. They began to argue a lot, and Anthony started to beat Vanity. This led to her divorcing him in only 1 year of marriage in 1996. Anthony continued on with his career, but was never the same. Throughout his first 98 games with the Raiders, Anthony finished with 57.5 sacks, 228 tackles, and 11 forced fumbles. He was said to be a wrecking ball that left destruction in his wake, and was undoubtedly one of the most dominant pass rushers the Raiders have ever had. But Anthony's demeanor was a problem for his teammates, and in 1997, he disappeared, leaving the team for 2 days, his second disappearance in just 2 seasons. He was suspended for 4 games. A Raider player would say about Anthony, When you walk out on your teammates, it's kind of like being in a foxhole and walking out on your buddies. But he comes back, and we accept him because he's playing hard.
That's
in
true.
1997, Anthony opted out his contract and left the NFL out of nowhere. He would then decide to go back to play football and sign with the Broncos. But that would be short-lived, and Anthony retired by the age of 31. From this point on,
Damn. 31? Damn, bro.
Anthony would embark on a life of crime. In 1999,
I paused because, bro, I turned 30 this year. That's that's crazy.
he started doing several scams and Ponzi schemes, but he would take his crimes up a notch. Brothers Ricky and Kevin Nettles were businessmen. They owned several businesses, like a barbershop and a car shop, but they would have a tragic run-in with Anthony. On November 10th, 1999, two men were walking to Kevin and Ricky's auto shop. They were wearing police uniforms. They ordered everyone outside, and one of the men wearing the police uniform was Anthony. He and another man forced the two brothers in a car, where they would last be seen alive. Both Kevin and Ricky were tortured. They were beaten, stabbed, and shot to death.
Ooh.
Their bodies were dumped on streets in separate areas. Police found that Ricky's apartment was ransacked and knew it had to be something involving money that led to their death. No one was listed as a suspect at the time of their deaths. Anthony's crime spree continued on June 24th.
Why is dog snapping? You think it has to do with the whole concussion thing? Like, what's his name? Anthony Hernandez or whatever? That was his name, right? Aaron Hernandez from the Patriots. Think it's the same thing?
2001. Anthony kidnapped a 33-year-old man named Dennis Henderson. He later beat and stabbed Dennis to death.
Damn.
Dennis' body was found in a rental car and had more than 40 stab wounds inflicted before his throat was slashed. By this point, committing crimes was nothing to Anthony. He did it at will. His next crime occurred in 2003. Anthony allegedly set on fire a furniture store in Santa Monica after he had a dispute with the store's manager
Arson?
about money in a consignment item. What made police look into Anthony as a suspect was paper he used to set ablaze the store contained documents from Anthony and his wife with their names on the paperwork. Anthony would completely deny any involvement in the fire. With all evidence pending his way, it would go to trial. After two juries were unable to reach a verdict in the case, a judge dismissed the charge and Anthony walked free. And you know Anthony crime spree would end here. In October
Damn, hey. Good at lawyer, bro.
Over 2008, a man named Murillo was beaten and shot to death. His body was dumped near the Antelope Valley. It was said that the murder of Murillo, a mechanic, occurred after a business deal gone wrong. While Anthony was fighting a murder case against Murillo, an LA cold case team would go back and investigate Dennis Henderson's murder. They would interview Dennis' brother Barry, and Barry would state that Anthony and Dennis were friends, and that he even suspected that Anthony killed his brother all along. Barry said his brother Dennis once told him Anthony robbed people and even had a storage for guns and uniforms, including a police uniform, and even admitted once to killing brothers, Ricky and Kevin. This led to police investigating their murders again. On October 12, 2012, a judge found evidence for Anthony to stand trial for the 4 murders. On November 5, 2015, after the trial and 8 days of jury deliberations, Anthony was convicted of the murders of Ricky and Kevin Nettles, and also Dennis Henderson. The jury deadlocked on the count of murder against Murillo, and he was not charged with that murder. On January 22, 2016, Anthony was sentenced to 3 consecutive life sentences without the possibility of parole. Anthony is now 57 and will serve the rest of his life in prison.
Damn.
Anthony had a promising future and was looked at as a future star at a point in his career, but he threw it all away for no reason.
I mean, at 31 and you're... I honestly think it has to do with the whole concussion thing personally, because I had a lot of players back in the day up until recently had them like crashing out, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. But let me know what y'all think about this in the comments below. If y'all made it to the end, comment Cali, because shout out Warren Kelly. Oh, man. With that, gang, I'm going to go ahead and let y'all go. We out.